Hey folks, Twisted Christian. I want to talk about silver because I'm getting that question actually quite frequently. And I only have a little bit of silver and I'm not investing in any gold or any more silver. And part of that is because, what Kim Clement said about not relying too much on gold. But I feel like for me personally that if I was going to spend that money, I think that I could get a greater return on other things that I am investing in. But there's some problems, and I'm just going to show you guys a clip of just somebody else saying basically what I've been saying for a long time. Maybe people need to hear it for yourselves, and the link to the full video will be down below in the description, and they kind of really go over everything dealing with silver, and they talk about silver and the dangers. And like I said, folks, you guys can have a whole bunch of physical silver and you can go to try to change it in. Say, for instance, it does peak up from where it's at right now from 27.89, and then it shoots up to 99, $100, right? How long do you think it's going to be at $100, knowing that silver is being used in a lot of products that we have today? And I think that a lot of people who do buy and trade silver, you go to a place and you say, hey, I got this much silver, how much you going to give me for it? There's a lot of those places, and depending on where you live, you may not be able to get to one. And there's going to be some of those people who they do know that there is a squeeze or a potential squeeze on silver. But all these rumors about the squeeze, this whole thing that came out because it was Wall Street's bet. One person in the Wall Street bets community on Reddit posted about silver, and next thing you know, the media ran with it, and I saw all these posts all over social media about how Wall Street bets is taking on silver, and they were not. And so there's a lot of confusion about that. And like this article here from CNN, silver is surging, but users on Wall Street bets say they're not behind this rally, right? And I knew that too when I heard that. And a lot of people, even in dinar groups, they were saying that these Wall Street bet guys were doing this, and that was not the case at all whatsoever. I think a lot of people who are in the silver industry, and just like they try to use social media to their advantage, and I think this is what they did with silver, and that's why you saw the bump up in silver. And so now I think that I even listened to another guy who said he thought that it was a trap, that there was these big holders of silver and all that. They're going to make sure that the little guy is not going to be able to trade in. One of the things that I thought, these prices and everything that I'm seeing, whether it's stocks or whatever the case, these things are shooting up and they're shooting down. And I think that even if there was a silver squeeze and it did go up to $100, how long do you think that it would stay up there for, right? Think about it, right? Even with GameStop, it went up to its high, $500, right? But how long did it stay above $100? And it was going up and down during that time period. You think that when you go to the jeweler or to the guy who's gonna, that you think is gonna buy your silver, and he's seeing that price jumping up and down, do you think that he's gonna take a chance and give you money that he might potentially lose? That's why some people say you trade online or whatever, and you can make money doing it that way, and you don't have to worry about holding physical silver. But those are just, these are just my thoughts. But let me go ahead and play this quick clip. Jay Bravo and this guy, he's talking about silver, so I want you guys to listen. And I'll put the link down below in the description.
So that's the whole different debate. I think what's really important is what you said with regards to the fact that there's thousands of uses for silver. It's in over 5,000 industrial products that it ends up being at, and it's in an annual deficit in terms of supply and demand for years now. Contrary to gold, it has a lot of industrial uses because the price to mine it is about 13 or 14% all in on a global basis, and that's very different than gold. To mine gold, that's about $950 an ounce all in. So think about the difference there. 950 to pull 1 ounce of gold out of the ground, or 13. Now, as an investor, right, you're saying to yourself, I get the same utility here. I'm looking for an inflation hedge, a way to diversify out of fiat currencies. So for the average person to look at gold and silver, they kind of look at it with the same eyes. I want to own something that's outside of the system. And that's why retail demand is very much towards silver from the average person. Governments, not so much. Central banks own gold only. They demonetized silver basically a few decades ago. They don't hold silver anymore. But in history, silver has been much more of the currency of choice. In fact, the word silver in about 72 languages means money. Plata, money. It just means money. If you look at even in Hebrew that I speak, kesef means silver. That's what it means. Kesef means money, but also silver. So silver is a very important metal. The fact that it's quasi-industrial, quasi-monetary is what drives down the price so much, because the miners, what they need to do is they need to produce in order for it to go into industrial uses. Back in 2011, what you saw is that the retail public controlled the price and not the industrial companies that need it for their products. So it shot up. You looked at your chart so much. There was a breadth, right? The distance between the 200-day moving average and the actual price was insane. It's because the retail public came in and they decided on the price. And that can happen again at the end of bull markets. We're not at the end of this bull market at all. In March of 2020, silver bottomed for $11.99 an ounce on the paper markets. We're not even close to being done with a bull market. Bull markets and silver, silver goes up by 5x, 6x. Right now, it's up just over double. We're not even close to it. We've had one full decade where silver companies had trouble mining it, exploring for it. There's a real deficit out there. And with these new demands coming in from solar panels primarily, you've got a deficit. Now, people don't realize this. Silver is not mined directly. You don't mine, so you don't go out there and build a silver mine because it's so dirt cheap. You mine it as a byproduct. So you go and you build a gold mine, and for every 4 ounces of for every ounce of gold, there's 4 ounces of silver there. But they go and mine the gold. They're there for the gold, or for the copper, or for the lead, for the zinc, and then there's a component of silver in there. There are very few direct silver mines in the world, and that's really important. The price of silver can really shoot up if the dollar is weak, if there's a bear market in the dollar, because of all of these components around it, and because of ESG and all of these requirements that are put on these miners to keep the environment safe. They're going to drive up the price, especially under a Biden administration, where it's going to be hell to mine and to do anything that pollutes, etc. I think these are really important points. The other key component here is that the dollar started a multi-year bear market in March of 2020. If you look at the DXY, if you show people the DXY, you will see that March 2020, people sold everything. They sold stocks and they sold bonds. Not like 2008 and not like any other recession that you've seen in history. Usually in a recession, you sell all of your stocks and you buy bonds for a safe haven. People were so scared of this pandemic, they sold stocks and bonds. They sold $30 trillion of assets. That is unheard of. And when you sell anything, you settle that in dollars. And so the dollar shot up because it was so demanded by everyone. Everyone just wanted to settle, and get their dollars.
Now, you heard what he said. Of course, you have the whole issues with the whole thing of them keeping the price down because silver is used in products, and that's the whole thing. If silver traded close to what gold trades, or even halfway to that point, everything, all your electronics and everything would skyrocket, or they would have to try to find an alternative metal to use, which then you wouldn't have the demand for silver if they started replacing silver with something else. So, but one of the key things he did say was investing in direct silver mines. So, you guys out there doing that research, go ahead and take a look at that. So, I'm not saying that you can't make any money off of silver. All I'm saying is that for me, investing in a whole lot of silver right now, when I think that I can get a greater return in the stock market, be able to do some of the things that I need to do. Because I think that, folks, that if we ever come to a time where you need to trade gold and silver for food, we're in trouble. I've seen a lot of talk like, oh yeah, we're going to be in this depression for years and years, and you're going to need gold and you're going to need silver and all that so you can trade. Now, I don't think that we are at that time. It will get pretty bad. I hope for you folks that are holding physical silver, that if this thing does go up, I don't know how much time you're actually going to have to be able to trade in. And I don't know if some of those, silver brokers or whatever are actually going to give you the cash for trading in your physical silver. They don't have to buy it. So I want you guys to be very careful with that. Anyways, folks, I just wanted to give you my 2 cents. I know a lot of other people, they do invest in silver, and they are buying a lot of silver. That's what they're invested in. That's what they like. But anyways, folks, I thank you for listening. God bless. And with that being said, Twisted Christian out.